What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. Just recently we got a ton of new information about Overwatch 2 in the recent Overwatch 2 reveal event, and while I already made a video outlining all the major details regarding the new roadmap for the game, the new seasonal system and battle pass, in this video I want to focus specifically on some of the secret details which popped up in the background, including a teaser for a second upcoming new support hero, a brand new map, and a bunch of other interesting little cosmetics which were showcased as well. Also in this video, I would like to touch on a couple of sort of auxiliary announcements that were made alongside the major presentation. So without further ado, let's jump right on in, starting off with the Overwatch 2 Watchpoint Pack. Now, the Watchpoint Pack is kind of like the Legendary or Origins edition of the original Overwatch, where it's a paid-for pack that gives you a bit of bonus content and other accessories, and specifically the contents that'll be coming in this Watchpoint Pack are immediate access to the second Overwatch 2 beta, which starts on June 28th, so you can't get in before then. But based on the way Blizzard is handling this second beta, there's going to be a sort of rollout for people who are actually getting into it, so that you're not guaranteed to get in on day one. But if you buy this Watchpoint Pack, you are guaranteed to get into the beta as soon as it starts. So if you're really eager to get in, this is certainly an option for you. But additionally, there are two new legendary skins included with this pack as well, being Space Raider Soldier 76 and Space Raider Cassidy, both of which look like fantastic skins. You will automatically unlock the premium version of the Battle Pass for Season 1 once Overwatch 2 launches, 2,000 virtual Overwatch 2 currency, which, you know, is going to be used in the in-game shop for buying cosmetics and whatnot, an early purchase exclusive Overwatch 2 player icon, as well as access to Overwatch 1 leading up to the launch of Overwatch 2. So let's say you're just now getting into Overwatch for whatever reason, and you want to play for the last couple months before the sequel comes out for free, buying this pack will get you all those other goodies in addition to access to playing Overwatch 1 for the next few months. So certainly it's worth considering, especially for those new skins and that immediate Overwatch 2 beta access. But now moving on to some of these secrets and tidbits from the presentation earlier today. The first thing I'd like to touch on is the brand new teased, but not officially announced, Nepal Map. Now, we didn't get any official name for this map. We don't know when it's going to be releasing. All we know is that it's not going to be one of the maps that releases with Overwatch 2 on October 4th. However, based off of the design of the map, given that it's set in a snowy mountainous region and has architecture which is incredibly similar to what we see on the existing Nepal control map, it honestly seems like this map is just another map located in Nepal. Now, reusing a location for multiple separate maps in Overwatch isn't actually unheard of. There's a few instances of this happening with various arcade maps, which might take an existing map location and then have a sort of side tangential area. For example, Hanamura having the Kanazaka Deathmatch map, or Eichenwald having Black Forest. So maybe the Nepal map we're looking at here is for a new arcade game mode. I mean, I guess it could also be an existing arcade game mode, but I don't really recognize any specific points on it that look like those are going to correspond to capture the flag or deathmatch or anything. It looks a bit too big to be a deathmatch map, so maybe this is going to be a brand new type of arcade mode that has its own new maps associated with it, but we do get multiple shots of this specific location throughout the Overwatch reveal event presentation, so I'm going to assume that it's probably a location we're going to end up seeing sometime fairly soon. Perhaps we'll end up seeing it before the end of 2022, or maybe it'll be something they sort of sneak in somewhere along the way. I'm not really sure, but it was cool to get this sneak peek of what looks like is going to be a pretty cool looking upcoming new map. Aside from the new map though, there was quite a bit of discussion regarding all the upcoming new heroes we'll be getting in Overwatch 2. As I mentioned in my previous video, it was confirmed that there will be 3 new heroes coming with the launch of Overwatch 2 on October 4th, being Sojourn as a damage hero, Junker Queen as a tank hero, and an unspecified hero as a support. But at a separate point a bit later on in the video, one of the Overwatch developers specifically mentioned that they have 2 new support heroes for the first couple seasons of Overwatch 2.
We've got 2 more supports and another tank in just the first couple of seasons, and we're still working on new characters.
Now, this is interesting. It's hard to determine who exactly he's referring to in terms of these two new support heroes. One of them could very easily just be the support hero we're going to get when Overwatch 2 launches, which, again, is most likely going to be the Kanazaka Fox Girl, just based on the way they've built her up. But who's the second hero? It gets even more curious when you look at the information that was provided for the second season of Overwatch 2, which is supposedly going to be adding a new tank hero, not a new support, which means this second indicated support hero would be coming in Season 3, perhaps? But even that's a bit curious, because it was mentioned during the presentation that new heroes and new maps will be released in alternating seasons. So every other season you get a new hero, and then between those you get a new map. But if we just look at the information they've already shown us for these first couple seasons, they don't even seem to really be adhering to that structure. Both seasons 1 and 2 are going to feature at least one new hero and new map each, so maybe this alternating cycle they talked about is just going to end up being something that happens later down the line, like maybe starting in 2023, which means that for the first few seasons at least, we're actually going to be getting a new map and hero every season, in which case we could end up seeing then a new hero releasing in Season 3, which, based off of the timeline and the 9-week runtime of seasons, would likely be in early to mid-February, and then that's when we're going to end up getting this second mentioned support hero. Now, I'll be honest, waiting until February is a bit of a bummer for a second support. I mean, granted, we are going to be getting at least one on October 4th, but it would be nice to have a bit more for the support category, given that they're, kind of lacking overall as a role. But that is better than the alternative, which is that if they immediately jump into the alternating cycle come 2023, and the second season, which starts on December 6th, counts as the first time they initiate that sort of alternating hero cycle, we might not end up seeing the next new hero, being this next support hero, until Season 4, which wouldn't be starting until early to mid-April of 2023. I don't know. It's a bit curious. I'm wondering if Blizzard has some sort of other secret plans just beyond the content roadmap they've already shown us in the Overwatch 2 reveal event, but I did find it suspicious that this one developer mentioned having two new support heroes coming in the first couple seasons, when that doesn't seem to pan out with what they've actually showed us in the content roadmaps for these first couple seasons. Just a curious little thing. Maybe there's more going on there. Maybe it's just utilizing the vagueness of a term like couple. Maybe couple means four in this instance. Who knows? But nonetheless, it is exciting to know that there is, supposedly at least, another new support hero coming, because one is nice, but 2 is better. And speaking of support heroes, we did get another sneak peek of what I'm assuming is going to end up being the Kanazaka Fox Girl via this concept artwork of some of the upcoming new weapon charms. Weapon charms are a new type of cosmetic that's going to be added in Overwatch 2, and one of the charms that is very clearly depicted here is a white Inari fox. Now, Inari foxes are entities within Japanese and Shinto mythology. If you want more details about that, I talked about it fairly extensively in one of my past videos I made talking about the Kanazaka Fox Girl from more than a year ago. I'll have a link to that in the cards on screen if you want all the details on it. But we can tell that this charm is in fact an Inari fox because it has the scroll in its mouth, which is a very iconic depiction of these specific type of foxes, and is in fact the exact same type of fox we can see sitting outside of the shrine on the Kanazaka Deathmatch map, which means that this charm is almost certainly a direct reference to the upcoming Kanazaka Fox Girl hero. And as adorable as this little charm is in and of itself, I do find it rather interesting that this fox charm seems to have a more realistic color scheme and visual appearance as opposed to the blue spirit fox we saw from this clip from the recent Overwatch teaser trailer. The fact that this charm seems to depict a physically tangible fox as opposed to just some sort of ethereal blue spirit fox makes me wonder if the Kanazaka Fox Girl hero is going to end up having an actual physical fox instead of just a spirit. Now, those two aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. You could have a sort of spirit fox that has a physical, detailed form like what we see in this charm here, and then maybe it has a more ghostly spirit form, which is the blue fox we saw running in the teaser trailer, and then it can just sort of shift between the two of them. But I did find it interesting that this could be indicating that the fox will have two separate forms. Maybe as an ability she uses in-game, it'll look like the blue spirit fox we saw running, but then like for highlight intros and like other cosmetics, maybe it'll show up as a more physically tangible, almost real animal type fox? I don't know. I'm probably digging way too deep into this, and for all we know, this is just supposed to be a fun, cute charm that's thematically relevant to the new hero without verbatim depicting a component of her kit or character design or something. But it does absolutely get me even more excited to actually see the full proper hero and what she looks like, and figure out how exactly the fox mechanic really plays into not only her abilities, but also character design and overall aesthetic. But having ranted extensively now about one singular cosmetic item, let's take a look at some other cosmetic items that were teased in this reveal event, including a Bobby or police skin for Tracer, which I just think looks phenomenal. I love that hat. It looks pretty good on her. I think that's going to be a cool skin once we end up seeing that. And additionally, a Yatta Crow Mercy skin. Now, I'm calling this a Yatta Crow skin because it specifically says Yatta Crow right there, which, if you aren't familiar, is a mythological entity from Shinto religion, once again, curiously enough. I'm wondering now if maybe this skin is going to somehow tie into some sort of like yokai or like Japanese mythology themed season or event, which might correspond with the Kanazaka Fox Girl, given that, of course, she has her own whole Shinto connections and whatnot, being a kitsune and all that. But nonetheless, this does look like a very interesting Mercy skin, and once again is one that I'm very curious to see how it looks in game and what other sort of cosmetics might end up tying in with it. Also, in some of the material that Blizzard released on the side of the Overwatch reveal event, we got what is our best image yet of Orisa's Overwatch 2 design, as we can see here. And last for new skins, we got the icon of what appears to be a new Brigitte skin. We can see it very briefly here on this just tiny little icon at the edge of this one clip, where all the other heroes seem to be wearing their Overwatch 2 outfits, but Brigitte almost looks like she's wearing like a Viking helmet or something. Comparing it to the images we do have of what her Overwatch 2 redesign looks like, the two don't look the same at all, so maybe this is like a new Brig Viking skin that's being teased. It's so small though, there really isn't much to discern from it. And moving on from skins though, we did also get a sneak peek at a new Roadhog highlight intro, which was mentioned during the part where they're talking about the battle pass. And we also got a look at a number of new banner emotes or banner cosmetics, which are apparently going to be a new type of cosmetic coming to Overwatch 2. I touched on these a bit in my previous video, but since they're an interesting new cosmetic thing, I figured I'd mention them again here. I absolutely love that Wrecking Ball salt icon thing that he holds up. I think that's hilarious. Additionally, Blizzard also revealed on their social media outside of the presentation some further new types of cosmetics, including weapon inspects, where we can see the hero just sort of casually look at their weapon, as well as thumbs up and thumbs down emotes, which are presumably going to be something that you can just sort of do. They didn't really specify whether these are something that's going to like take up an emote slot, or whether you can just add a new button to press to just thumbs up or thumbs down, but it has been confirmed that this will be a feature for every single hero, it looks like. So certainly it seems like Blizzard is focusing on adding a number of new types of cosmetics into Overwatch 2, and I'm very interested in seeing what all they actually have in store for us in this regard. And one final thing, which I guess could technically be classified as a cosmetic, is what appears to be titles, which you can give yourself or unlock or something that applies underneath your name, as we can see here in this screenshot from the competitive match history image. Beneath this player's name, we can see it says World's Best Sniper, which would be a weird thing to just have there, so I'm gonna assume this is like a customizable option. Maybe you can unlock certain titles, or probably not like type in your own, because that sounds like a recipe for some horrible titles to be generated. But I assume there's going to be some sort of like predetermined titles or words that can go into the title, or maybe the title is even automatically applied based on your stats or something like that. I don't know, it's an interesting little detail that we just see a little bit of right here, and is definitely an aspect I'm curious to learn more about. And while we're looking at this image, I guess I'll also comment on something that a lot of people have been pointing out, which is the fact that the game mode icons for some of these maps don't seem to be accurate. Specifically, Hanamura is evidently now a payload map and Busan is a hybrid map. This seems sort of weird. Already I've seen some people speculating that the game mode of these maps is going to get reworked or something, but more than likely this is probably just a placeholder image. Apparently the devs already made some sort of comment. I haven't been able to track down an exact source for it yet, indicating that just the image we see here is placeholder, so we shouldn't make any assumptions about the icons in that regard. But it was a curious little detail and one which I thought would be worth pointing out because a number of people have been bringing it up already. But that seems to do it for all the major secrets we had in the background of the recent Overwatch 2 reveal event presentation. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on any of these secrets. Do you think there's some interesting information to be deciphered here regarding the Kanazaka Fox Girl? Or maybe you're interested in learning more about the second new support hero that was mentioned and when that's going to end up being released. But either way, I'd love to hear from you, and thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, hit up that bell icon, and come join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. And if you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.